Welcome to the head of the Great Australian Bight, where the vast Nullarbor Plain comes to an end at the impressive Bunda Cliffs, on the sacred lands of the Yalata Aboriginal people. These towering cliffs and the calm, pristine waters below have been a winter home for the now endangered southern right whale for thousands of years. In 1991, scientists were drawn to the head of Bight in remote South Australia after hearing rumours of whales being seen off the cliffs and beaches in large numbers. After an explorative mission to see for himself, Dr. Steve Burnell founded the Great Australian Bight Right Whale Study. The whales migrate here annually from their subantarctic feeding grounds to breed, calve and rest between May and November. Southern right whales were depleted to near extinction by commercial whaling in the 19th and 20th centuries. The global population is thought to have been reduced from approximately 150,000 individuals to as few as 300. Before whaling, the Australian southern right whale population was estimated at 15,000 individuals. It is now estimated that the current abundance in Australia is 2,700, with the southwestern population recovering at approximately 6% per year. The southeastern population is showing no signs of increase. Southern right whales are baleen whales, feeding on large amounts of krill and copepods to sustain their large body size. They can grow up to 17 meters and can weigh up to 80 tons. The males are both smaller in size and weight when compared to the females. The whales do not feed during their time at the head of Bight, and lactating females will lose around 25% of their body weight before migrating south again. The Great Australian Bight Commonwealth Marine Reserve was established in 1995 to protect this major southern right whale nursery and aggregation area. The head of Bight is one of the largest and most important aggregation areas in Australia and represents up to half of the overall southern right whale breeding population. In 1991, Dr. Stephen Burnell started the Great Australian Bight Right Whale Study to establish a baseline data set to monitor trends in whale distribution, abundance and recovery, population biology, behaviour and life history. 2020 marked the 30th year of annual field research at the head of Bight. During this time, the study area has expanded to include emerging aggregation grounds such as Fowler's Bay and Encounter Bay in South Australia. The scope of the study has also grown to include well acoustics and the use of drones. These new technologies have enabled more information to be collected, including vocal repertoire, behaviour, group composition, health and body condition. Southern right whales can be recognised by their lack of dorsal fin, rotund body shape and two blowholes, which make an easily recognisable V-shaped blow. The white markings on their heads are called callosities. These are patches of raised, calcified skin which are colonised by cyamids. These small crustaceans, commonly known as whale lice, give the markings their whitish colour and remain throughout the whale's life. These unique markings allow researchers to easily identify individual whales. This makes tracking the whales over many years possible, allowing great insights into their long-term movements and life histories, such as calving intervals, migration rates, age of sexual maturity and survival. The photo ID images are cross-matched in the Australian Right Whale Photo Identification Catalogue, known as RPIC. RPIC includes regional catalogues from all over Australia and has life history information for over 2,500 whales. For example, this is the life history for a whale called Flo. Flo was first seen in 1986 off Kangaroo Island, South Australia, and we estimate her to be 39 years old. Flo has been spotted with a calf at the head of Bight 11 times in the past 30 years. Flo's 2018 calf is easy to spot, with white dappling on his back and a white tip on his fluke. The long ventral slit in this image indicates that he is a male. All these markings, as well as his callosity pattern, will make him easy to spot in years to come. On average, southern right whales have a 3 to 4 year calving cycle. This leads to breeding groups called cohorts being formed. This is seen in the data with yearly variations in whale numbers indicating that some breeding groups are larger than others. It is assumed that the year of calving is followed by a rest year, and then a mating year. Some females return to head a Bight in their resting and mating years. However, in general it is thought that the whales migrate to alternate aggregation areas in their rest year to find a suitable mate. Gestation is estimated to last 11 to 12 months, and lactation for at least 7 to 8 months, with weaning completed within 12 months. Female and calf pairs generally stay within the header Bight calving ground for 2 to 3 months, before migrating south again to their summer feeding grounds. When sighting whales from the cliffs, we categorize them into 3 groups. Cow and calf pairs. This is a female and her newly born calf. Unaccompanied adults. These are male or female whales not accompanied by a calf. And unknown if the status cannot be determined. Unaccompanied adults tend to spend less time at the header Bight compared to cow and calf pairs. On average, they occupy the site for 2 weeks. They are often seen socializing and sometimes grouped together into large breeding groups, where the males jostle for position around a female. When at the header Bight, the whales tend to stay in water depths of less than 10 meters. This image shows the density of cow and calf pairs in red, and shows us where they spend most of their time when at the head of Bight. In green you can see the distribution of the unaccompanied adults within the research area. These images show that the cow and calf pairs are more often sighted in the shallow sandy bay in the east, and the unaccompanied adults aggregate along the Bunda Cliffs to the west. As the season progresses and the newborn calves grow, the cow and calf pairs spread out and are often seen training their young, swimming along the cliffs in preparation for their long migration to their feeding grounds in subantarctic waters. During the 2019 field season, a total of 1,751 individual whale sightings were recorded. The maximum count for total individuals sighted in one day was 109. A total of 53 cow and calf pairs and 67 unaccompanied adults were photo-identified. 98% of the females with calves and 42% of unaccompanied adults were re-sighted within the season. The maximum residency period for female and calf pairs in 2019 was 81 days, from the 10th of June to the 29th of August. And for unaccompanied adults, it was 31 days, from the 14th of July to the 13th of August. Potential threats to this recovery include vessel strike, entanglement in fishing gear and marine trash, noise pollution, and prey depletion. Ship strikes and elevated underwater noise from vessel traffic has been proven to have a significant negative impact on large whales. In particular, the sister species to the southern right whale, the critically endangered North Atlantic right whale, found off the east coast of the US and Canada. The migration routes taken by the whales are not yet well understood. This information is vital for informing future decisions on marine exclusion zones and managing human interactions with the whales.
My name's Olivia Marsh and I have been a researcher for the Great Australian Bight right whale study for 3 years now. So we work in collaboration with CSIRO, National Environmental Science Program, universities, the International Whaling Commission and the Southern Ocean Research Partnership to better understand abundance and connectivity of whales in Australia, as well as comparing the demographics of southern right whales in other populations around the world. And our aim is to essentially understand the links between demographics, health, foraging ecology and climate. We still have a long way to go. We still don't know where the southern right whale foraging grounds are exactly and what impact climate change and increased sea surface temperatures have on the whales. Southern right whales are an indicator species for climate change as they feed in Antarctic waters and they breed in Australian waters. It's a privilege to study these whales and to have them visit our coastlines in Australia, and it is our duty to protect them and to manage human interactions and impacts into the future through the establishment and management of marine protected areas. So back in 1991, when this study was first established, it was a key priority to develop a baseline long-term data set to inform future threats to the population. And we have achieved this goal. And now we will continue to ensure that we provide protection to the whales and to the ecosystems which we rely upon. Gabris is committed to ensuring another 30 years of research, and we're seeking research partnerships and funds to continue this world-class research.